Hello, and in this video of the side hustle project, I'm going to share with you how you can basically get a WordPress site set up, which can be the basis of your business that you decide to run. And now, so as mentioned, this is the project that I'm working on putting together. But because I had already created this website before I thought about sharing all this information, what I'm going to do is I've created a test site project on a different domain. So just for this example, I'm using the sidehustleproject.net, and this is going to be my demo site. So if I need to test anything or record anything for you, I'll be putting it on this website so you can see exactly what I'm doing, and I'll show you how I set something like this up. And the idea is that I'll keep on updating and doing videos as and when I keep adding to this particular project. So before you get started, you should get hold of a domain name and get some hosting. And obviously, because I've got a digital marketing agency, bigfanta.com, I get all of my domains and hosting through my own business. But you can get a domain and hosting with an array of companies. There's loads out there. There's 123reg, there's Hot Internet, there's 20i, there's GoDaddy, bigfanta.com. If you want to get it with us, that's totally up to you. And you can basically go to their website and get a domain name. And domain names can cost from about £10, £12, £15, depending on where you get it from. It doesn't really matter where you get the domain from, because the provider basically just holds on to it. You can point the domains to a different hosting company if you wanted to. That's possible to do as well, because you can have your domain in one place and you can have your hosting on another. So that's a good thing to do. So we're going to like picking domains and stuff in a different video, but on this particular video, I'm just going to go through a quick walkthrough on how to set up WordPress. Now, depending on the hosting company you go with, they tend to have what we call a control panel, and in the control panel, it's pretty much click and install type of setup. And that's what I've done with through our control panel. I've just gone into install WordPress, and this is basically the first bit of the setup that comes up. Now, when you set this up, there's various different languages you can select. Obviously, we're going to go with English UK, or you can do English United States. UK, there is a bit of a preference. If you do the UK one, that is a bit more friendly towards the UK search engines. If you do US one, then it's using the US English set. We're just going to go with English UK. You could select whichever one you want. That's all fine. You just click it and just literally just click on continue and just follow the instructions. Now, the first screen you get is where you would call the title of the website or put that in. In this case, this is going to be the demo site, which is just the side hustle project, like so. You can capitalize it, that's fine. Okay, so the username and password is something you can create as you wish. So you can put in whatever you want. In this case, just doing admin user 3 just for the sake of it. And in this bit, you can put in an email address. So I have two email accounts to start off with. I have info at the domain name, or then I have web at the domain name. And for just system alerts, I just put it to web so that my inbox doesn't get clogged up with any kind of emails that come through in regards to setting up WordPress. So anything to do with the setup will just go through to the web at the domain name email address. So once you got those basics in play, you pretty much just press install and just follow in through that, and that's pretty much done. Now you can log into the actual website itself. All right, it's also a good idea to actually take note of the password you just created. Otherwise you get into a situation where you just didn't make note and you're going to have to reset the password. So in this particular instance, I'm going to have to do that. But if you had made a note of the username or password, then you just put that in and log in. So once you have your username and password, you can just basically put that into your website. The general login page for your website tends to be, if you see up here, it's just wp-admin. So if you typed in just wp-admin, that will take you through to the login page for your WordPress site as a default setting. So you can go in and do that. So once you log into the website, you'll see this dashboard summary. This just gives you an overview of what's going on your WordPress platform. The first thing you need to do is the theme that's going to be applied to your website. So if you go to the side under themes, you will see there's a few defaults in there. We're not going to be using any of those. We're going to click on add new, and we're going to use something called GeneratePress. So GeneratePress is a nice, simple, clean theme which allows you to do the basics with it. So we're just going to install that. It's a free version. There is a paid version as well, which I'll share about in a moment. So just to get started, you just go to install and then activate that. And if you use the default theme, your theme will look something like that. But once you've installed the GeneratePress, you'll see it changes the whole look and feel of the whole website. And these are the basic structures that are in place. So the first thing we want to do is go to settings and then go to permalinks. And permalinks are the URL settings. We want to use post name, which is this element here, post name. And what that does is every time you create a blog page or a post, it gives it a proper URL. And this is friendly URLs for search engine optimization. Right, so that's the basic setups. And if you go to the front end, you will see that that's what the website looks like. The other general structure is that WordPress is set up into the two main things, which is pages. So pages are the static pages that you usually see across the top or the side. And then you have posts, and a post can be a blog, an article, dynamic content. That doesn't really matter. That's basically what goes in here. So by default, they put some stuff in there, but we're not going to use any of that. So we're just going to bin that. So bin everything that's there. The privacy policy, we'll keep that because that's where you can basically put the basis of your privacy policy. I tend to just call it privacy. You can update the title from this section here. Go to permalink and just change that to URL. So what I've done there is just change the URL. So if you have a look at that page now, you see the URL, it's puts /privacy on there. Okay. All right. But we want it to look like something like this, right? So how do we go about doing that? So here you're going to have to do a little bit advanced stuff, and I'll walk you through it. Obviously this is something you would probably have to learn or get someone to do, but I'm just going to show you what I did to get this working. Right, so as promised, I'll be sharing with you all of the costings involved with all this kind of stuff. So we're using GeneratePress, but I want to use the proper theme. So if you go over to GeneratePress, you'll see that there's a premium version of the theme which gives you a bit more control around it. And if you go to the site, you can either buy that for $59 or then get the lifetime access to it for $249. That would be good to use if you're going to stick with this particular one. You don't have to, but I'm going to use this particular one. So you can basically just get that for $59 and get that installed. So once you're logged in, you basically get access to the theme. It's quite straightforward to do. You just basically click on the download and you just put it into one of your folders. Once the theme's downloaded, you go back to the website. So what we did earlier was we had installed the theme, and we've gone to GeneratePress to buy the add-on, basically, which is a plugin which expands the capabilities of this theme. So we've got the theme installed, and now what we want to do is install the GeneratePress. Go to add new plugin, just navigate through, go to upload plugin, and then navigate through to that theme that you just downloaded, the plugin files that you just downloaded. Just click on that and install, and then you activate that plugin. So it tells you it's basically put it in there. So now if you go to appearance and then GeneratePress, you'll see that it's asking for the license key on the side here. So you want to get that from your download section. Just go there, add that in there, save it, and that's applied the license. Now all of these features that were blocked off before are now available, so you can just click on all of that and then activate them, so you have all of the features available, right? So as you can see, the website doesn't look like much at the moment because we still haven't set that up. So you want to go to GeneratePress, and then you go to this thing here called Site Library. So when you click on Site Library, so with this theme, there are pre-designed templates that are now available for you. And as you can see, that one is the one I downloaded for the project I'm working on. And obviously it's got a crypto background, but I have rehashed it, repurposed it for what I want to do with it. So from here, you can pretty much select any of these themes that you like. So you could go through it, and whichever one you fancy, you can basically install that. So with this one, I'm just going to install the one I'm working on, just so you can see how it works. So I'm going to click on that, right, and then just click on get started. It's going to ask for importing like data and everything. I confirm it, and then you bring in the import. So basically what that will do is it will create the themes files needed in order to replicate this look and feel which we're using on the main project that we're working on. So that's going to take a few moments for that to install. So once that's installed, it will change it to view site. When you click on that, you will see that your website now has that theme applied to it. Good, right? So that's what it used to look like, and now when you refresh it, you will see that it's got that theme applied to it. So now what that means is that you're able to edit these pages to the way you want to. So first thing you want to do is obviously change the logo here. And if you watch the other video I did where I used Looker to create the logo, so do check that video out. That tells you how to create a logo. Once you create the logo, you can basically come back to the site and upload it here. So what you want to do is you want to go back to the dashboard of your site. You go to the appearance, you go to customize, and you go to site identity, and you'll notice that it's got this bit here on the side which says logo. This is where we want to change the logo. So if you click on change logo and then upload your logo file into the system, into the media library, and click on that. You can crop it if you want to. We're not going to crop this one. I'm just going to put it in there. You see it replaces the image. So you want to increase the width a bit so it's a bit more visible to something you like. You can change the title on the taglines. Alright, and you can publish that. Now you can also use an image to replace this little global element at the top. You just basically select site icon, then upload any image to get that changed. If we go back to the home page and refresh it, you will see it's put the logo in place. Now with these template sites, if you can, just use what's provided and just replace the images, the text and information to keep it nice and simple. If you try to edit too much of it, you might get a bit confused and overwhelmed if you're new to this particular thing, because there is a lot to do. I mean, if you look at it, you can see the home page, the about page services, they're kind of already in place for you. And just refresh that. TM as an example, so you're just caching a bit weird. So that's that. Then you got the blog side, and you got the contact page as the basics. So as you can see from here, this now is looking like the site that I'm working on at the moment. Right. So in order to edit the pages, you can go from two places. You either go from a dashboard and you go to pages. So if you go to pages, you'll see that it's added all these pages in there now. And if you go to post, you'll see that it's put some sample dummy posts in there as well. So if we go back to pages, you can either navigate through to the page from here. So for example, the home page, and you can, this top bit usually on a page is the title of the page. And then these are the blocks that are already in the system. I don't want to go too in depth into how to create all of these blocks and everything, because that'll take forever. But you could go to YouTube and look for videos on that, and that can tell you. But basically, if you're using this template, you could just go in and edit the text as you want, update that. You get some extra options on the side. If you click on the image, you can replace the image with something else from the media library. You can upload wherever you want in the media library. And you could just replace an image simply like that. Sorry, that's just, here we go. Update the image. You can update that quite quickly. Go to side hustle, refresh, and there you go. That changed the image. Just go through the page, edit the text as you want, and then just click on the update on the side. So you can see that through the GeneratePress theme and its extra premium plugin ability, you can make your simple looking site look like this and literally go into the pages to edit the text. Now the thing about blocks, like for example, if you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see that if you hover over it, it puts like this blue line. That's what you call a block. You can add new blocks by simply clicking on the sign here, and you can look for particular elements that you want to drag into the page. So let's say you wanted to add a button, you can drag that into the page and it puts it there, and you can click into it, edit the text and whatnot. So you can start to do that, but this bit will take a bit of time. And you may have to learn something new if that's what you want to do, but you can see that it can be quite straightforward, but it can get complex as well. So a lot of clients do actually just find someone who can do it for them. That's why we have the digital agency side of stuff, which takes care of the production side of things. But you can see it's quite quick to get things set up initially. So you could go through that and make all the changes and everything you want. Now this bit on the blogs, this is where you can be adding content to the pages. This is quite straightforward again as well. You go back to the dashboard area, go to posts. Now if you click into a post, you will see it's quite straightforward. Title goes at the top, description, text, you can add images in there. You can change what we call the permalink. So this is the URL. So you can shorten it so it's a bit more SEO friendly. And you can press update once that's done, and then that will reflect on the blog section on the front page. And if you want to add a new blog, you basically just go to the post, click on add new, give it a title, put some description in here, and the description, so it could be anything you want. And if you hover over it, you see that it puts a plus sign here. You click on that, you can put an image in from the media library. You can upload something. Let's just find something that's in there. There you go, it's added it. So if I was to publish this, just you can go to the drop down and just select a category as well, which category the blog should be in. Refresh that and you'll see this basically put it in there. All right, so this image is missing there, so there's one more thing you have to do. You go back on the right hand side, you see this thing called featured image. So this is where you can actually put the main featured image for that particular blog post. So you can put it there, you can put it there, and when that's in there, you just press refresh and you'll see it's added in there. So if I click through to that, you'll see it's put the content in there as needed. So that's the basics really. So that this video was just to show you how to set up your site using WordPress. So you get yourself a domain name, you get some hosting, and you get GeneratePress. You don't have to use GeneratePress. If you go to your dashboard area and you go to appearance and you go to themes, then go to add new, there's a whole bunch of themes that are available in here. Now there's pros and cons with themes, because some of them are straightforward, some of them are quite tough to do. You would have to learn pretty much all of them because they will work in a different way. So it's not one size fits all kind of thing. I'm just sharing something we utilize. There's also the ability to get page builders. I'll probably show you that in another video, where you can actually design the layout of your page quite quickly. But as a general video, this is what you would do. So hopefully that's been helpful. And now you can see how I got this website set up, which is designed and targeting affiliate marketing. It's about the different things that you would want to do. So you could go in and edit the text. Alrighty, see you on the next video.